just whole smacking on that bit like it was good. I think, at least
You the reason why I had to get it. Yo, what's up, man? We are back. Welcome back, huh?
I'm back.
What? Oh, we are back with another Last Dance documentary. Yo, this is the last chance for the Last Dance. This is our last and final review. So this is final thoughts on the Last Dance. We're going to jump right into what we think about for this final episode. And then we're going to talk about our overall thoughts of the documentary in general. Sheesh, man, I don't know. What do you think? Flu game? The legendary flu game. Yeah. That's no longer a flu game.
Food poison game.
So to be clear, we missed a little bit of this episode, but to understand that the flu game was not the flu game, it don't sound as good to be like food poisoning. Right? It just doesn't sound as good to...
No, it don't.
Bro, you would have never get the flu game J's, none of that, bro. That's it, bro. Like, forget it. I'm all for the lies, bro. Continue to add to the legend of Jordan. I like it. I appreciate it. But we really got a chance to see Steve Kerr. That's what we kind of got caught up in. So you want to your opinion about Steve Kerr, his dad dying and all that kind of stuff?
Steve Kerr, I didn't know much about Steve Kerr as far as a player. I know a little bit more from the documentary, but like Steve Kerr was one of those good role players that knew how to play his role. He knew how to.
He know how to play basketball.
He did,
but he's not athletic.
Now, I'm trying to think about what did he take from the old Bulls to help build that team at Golden State. I don't think he took a whole lot from it. Maybe some of the stuff that Phil Jackson did.
Well, here's the thing.
But I think he took a lot from the Spurs.
I was about to say, he was with the Bulls, where the Bulls were absolute, like, dominant and dominated by one player. And then you go to the Spurs, where it's like a team environment. And then he built Golden State. Those are three. Can we be clear and be honest? In basketball in the last 30 years, there have been only four great dynasties in basketball. You have the Bulls, the Spurs, the Lakers, and Golden State. And he was a part of three of them. That's crazy. That's actually a crazy realization that Steve Kerr has been a part of 3 out of the 4 dynasties in the last 30 years.
Yeah.
I think he just took bits and pieces, bro. Crazy, if you think about it this way, he was a part of 2 of them as a player and then created the third.
True. I was sitting back trying to think about if...
Steve Kerr is underrated, bro.
He is. I don't know. As a what? I don't know.
Basketball, as a basketball...
No,
just as a basketball personality. He don't get talked about a lot as far as great.
Because he was blessed. Okay, let's look at it. Now, yeah, we look at it big picture. Yeah, that he was part of some great stuff. But let's think about it. He wasn't the main reason the Bulls won. They could have won without him. They did. They won 3 or 4 without him.
Not that game though. Not that
I'm talking about the Bulls. That was one game. I'm talking about the Bulls could have won without Steve Kerr.
So
I'm pretty sure the Spurs could have won without Steve Kerr. And even though he was that man at the coach, Golden State was on the rise before he came anyway.
I agree. You know how I feel about how they did Mark Jackson.
Yes.
But I do not think that Steve Kerr is I had to like swallow my pride and accept that Steve Kerr is the reason why Golden State was winning. Here's the thing. Robert Horry has an incredible career. And we can argue that Robert Horry was more vital to his team's success than Steve Kerr ever was. Correct? And Robert Horry is still not he not even considered in that great conversation. But because he's not a coach, we kind of forget about him. If he was a great coach, he would be remembered. And the reason why I'm bringing it up is because Steve Kerr wasn't just a role player. He turned into a great coach, bro. That matters in the NBA. Like, to turn into a great coach, his basketball IQ is very high.
They didn't do too good this year.
They're rebuilding, bro.
You got Steph Curry, Klay Thompson.
No, he didn't have Steph Curry, Klay Thompson.
Anthony, I'm saying, when you got those, like you said, when you got MJ and when you got Shaq and Kobe, it's hard to say you are the reason why y'all good, or is Shaq and Kobe the reason why y'all good.
But you can say the same thing for D'Antoni. He has James Harden. He has P.J. Tucker. He has Chris Paul.
Tucker? You said
Trevor Ariza.
I said Shaq and Kobe. I'm talking about all-stars, superstars. You say P.J. Tucker. What are you talking about?
Trying to make my argument. Just trying to prove my point, make my argument. Listen, my point is, great coaches need great players, and great players need great coaches.
Yeah, that's true.
Name me a great player that's won a champion. Never mind. Never mind. No, stop shaking the camera, bro. Never mind. Yo, I will argue the reason why LeBron has been to 9 finals or 900 finals and haven't won any of them is because he didn't have a great coach.
He won what? He won at Cleveland without a great coach.
No, I'm not. I'm saying he's won championships without a great coach.
Yeah.
He can't win multiple. He would have a better record if he had a great coach.
Yeah, I think so.
Maybe. He not
Maybe.
that good. Golden State was a better team, and Kyrie saved them. Whatever. Back to the Last Dance.
All right.
So that's our thoughts on that first episode. Second episode, the thing that sticks out to me in the second episode is Dennis Rodman. Yo, Dennis Rodman is a wild guy, bro.
Just
wow.
do what he wants. He do what he wants.
They are in the middle of the NBA Finals. It's a grueling series. They just won by 42 points. The series is 2-1. And my man go to the WWF to go wrestle with NWO and Hulk Hogan.
Yes. Hey, they were hot back then. Yeah, think about it though, man. Wrestling was hot back because I was watching wrestling around that time.
We was watching wrestling.
Yes.
Trying to mess each other up, jumping off the top bunk bed.
He knew what the money was. He got some money for that, even though he got fined. I'm sure he made enough money to pay for that fine.
Yo, Dennis Rodman is a wild guy.
He was.
He is the sickest human being to play basketball. Dennis Rodman's a sick dude, bro.
Yeah,
Rodman is wild, bro.
But I enjoyed to see how they pushed through that last year.
Yeah, it was really cool.
Year.
Not just to see how they pushed through that last year, but it was really cool to see how they push, just the last bit of that game. The Jordan shot, like that Utah shot being like, not the final shot of his career, but just such an iconic moment. Everything about Jordan's career feels like a fairy tale, bro, like a made up story.
That last shot, fast speed.
He pushed my man.
Like he pushed out that much,
bro. He pushed
fast
my man
speed.
across the state of Utah. He was like,
speed. Slow motion, it looks like it, but fast speed, like normal speed, it didn't look like he pushed him that hard.
See, and I feel the opposite way, bro. I feel in fast motion, it didn't look like he pushed him that bad. In fast motion, it looked like he pushed him bad. But in slow motion, it looked like he was already falling, just kind of. What my man said, it's like a way to guide somebody to their table.
Yeah. I think he just really, when he crossed over, he had his hand right there, but he really didn't have to. He just had his hand on him pretty much. And he might give him a little.
Jordan said, I ain't have to push him. He was already falling. Get out here, bro. Jordan pushed that man until he pushed him from Utah to Chicago.
It wasn't that bad. I don't see it.
That iconic shot was crazy though, bro. Like, it's just, like I said, like his career is just fairy tale, bro. It's made up. It's a make-believe story. It's outrageous to me. But we want to give y'all our final thoughts on the entire documentary. I think we'll just take a few key people. and kind of give our synopsis on these few people, and we'll save Jordan for last, man. But you had some thoughts about, let's go, Scottie Pippen. You had some thoughts about Scottie Pippen as a whole.
Scottie, I don't think Scottie was built to be that number one guy. He's built to be a number two guy. He needs somebody else on the team. Even though when he's that guy, he's not built to
you
take
think
that last
that
shot, to be that
Scottie
man.
has a frail ego?
I do. I think Scottie might have anxiety problems or something. I think once that pressure get on, he can't really handle it. I don't think.
I think I don't know. It was a big shadow to, like, he was under a big shadow with Jordan. So I think, like, his mistakes kind of went unnoticed a lot because he didn't have a chance.
See, this the thing. Anybody else who was under a shadow like that, once they had the opportunity, they broke loose, and it really shows you that, yes, I could be that number one guy. He didn't break loose. Like, look at Penny Hardaway under Shaq. Mm-hmm. When Shaq got hurt, when Penny started dominating, everybody saying, okay, well, Penny actually might be the guy.
Right.
That's when that ego thing, him and Shaq ego. Same thing with Kobe. When Shaq couldn't go, or when something happened where he had to be on Kobe and he dominated and performed, everybody like, okay, well, dang, we might can just take Kobe.
Right.
He didn't step up. When it was his time, it was that his whole year, he had a year and a half to be the man, and he didn't step up to be the man.
And he quit, and he just, you kind of, as a player, watching this documentary, as a player, you can respect Scottie Pippen so much more as a player, but as a, just like total in his career, I feel like he made a lot of mistakes in his career. Like a lot of mistakes. The contract situation we could take a look at and criticize him for that, which we spoke about already. You can look at him quitting on the team when Jordan wasn't there because he didn't get the last shot. His back issues or not back issues, which I think were legitimate, but I just feel like Jordan would have pushed through. Just the perception is Jordan would have pushed through. The game where he was like not feeling too well once, and he was just like, I can't play. And Jordan was like, I mean, Scottie said he was sick, whatever.
All right, so another thing, when you making that type of money, you can push through some stuff. When you making back then $33 million, you'll push through a little bit more than you would making $2 million.
Really? Yeah. Or is it the opposite? Because I got the money, I don't have to do this. And I don't have the money, so I need to do this.
This is my last year on the contract. I'm supposed to get paid even more next year. So if I'm hurting, I'm not going to risk getting hurt even worse. Where if I'm making $33 million guarantee anyway, for the next 3 years, hey, it doesn't matter.
That's fair.
Do
you think that, this is back to the last, do you think that they could have won a 7th championship?
I do. I actually think they could have. I think Jordan could have been dominant like he was for at least 2 more years.
Just from the look of things, the way they was talking about Jordan, he just seemed exhausted and tired. He was at the back end of his career. I honestly think that was it. I don't think he was going. They would, because you had to go through the Pacers again. You had to go You had to go through the Pacers again. You had to go through the Jazz. And the Spurs didn't win the championship, so they came out of nowhere.
What did the Pacers do when he left? Nothing.
So?
What did the Jazz do when he left? Nothing.
The Spurs emerged.
Okay, that's the Spurs.
We just talked about this. There's only 4 dynasties in the last.
What I'm saying is, he would have had at least one more. At least one more. That's all I'm saying. You know what I'm saying? Jordan, he wasn't that far off. Like, he still was in his prime. Because we've all seen superstars that go over that peak. And Jordan was still at that peak.
Well, we're going to speak about that a little bit when we get to Jordan. Let's go Phil. Phil Jackson. What's your thoughts on Phil? Your final thoughts on Phil?
Final thoughts on Phil. He was a great coach. I can't take nothing from Phil. He was a great coach. He was a great people's person. He knew how to handle people's egos. And,
yeah.
He was very... He did things a pretty good way. He had a lot of team bonding exercises and things he did. So I like Phil.
I think the last little bit where they was talking about how Phil had this barrel and they all said their last final pieces and threw it in the fire. It just made me realize Phil is, what do you call it? Phil is the guru. Like, he is the ultimate people person, but he just seemed to have done everything right. Like, just mystical methods and just everything about Phil just seems so, like, again, movie. Like, he literally like is the mentor, the sensei, the guru in the movies that just seems to have the right answers for everything. Dennis Rodman is bugging out. He comes to Jordan and say, hey, Rodman wants to go take a vacation, right? We're in the middle of the season. Go, Rodman, go. Like, he just seems to make the right chess moves at all times, man. Yeah. With people, with real life people, he makes the right chess moves.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't want to give him too much credit for some stuff, but he deserves a lot of credit for that. I think at the Bulls, that was the first chapter, like a young, how Jordan was his first 3 against a championship. He was a young Jordan, and I think with the last 5 with the Lakers, kind of was like he was older. I know how to do this now. I've done it a couple of times. So
Phil is an incredible coach. I've made the statement on here already. I think that he's the greatest coach of all time. Got comments saying Popovich. I won't even argue that because I think Pop is an incredible coach. But again, back to my point, and I was just about to make this point. Dynasties only occur when you have great players and great coaches. You don't get a dynasty with just a great player. You don't get a dynasty with just a great coach. You need great players, great coaches. 4 dynasties, 30 years. Great players, great coaches. Like all-time great players and all-time great coaches. So then the last thing is Jordan, man. The last thing is Jordan. What's your final thoughts on Michael Jordan, his career? Do you look at him differently? Are you going to buy some more J's?
Hey, Michael Jordan.
I don't wear them.
I look at him the same. Well, no, actually, from that episode, it made me look at him any different. But overall, yes, I look at him different. I actually got a chance to see how things were. He was something different. He was a beast, I think me growing up watching Kobe do all that stuff, I thought Kobe was the original. At that time, I'm thinking, this dude doing something nobody's done. But now you see,
man,
Jordan was the first one to do it.
I remember as a kid watching Kobe. I was a Laker fan. I remember as a kid watching Kobe win championships, Kobe and Shaq. And I remember crying as a kid, bro. Like, he is great, bro. I remember dancing and celebrating, trying to do the worm. I watched this. So you're right, like as a young kid, you just understand Kobe is the man. And then maybe your teenage years, you start doing your research and looking into basketball history. And you say, oh, well, Jordan is the greatest of all time, man. And I'm like, nah, Kobe is. Kobe, I get he got it from Jordan and all that stuff, but Kobe is.
I will never forget watching us lose to Detroit when I came. That year, came down to Charlotte for the summer. And we was at Cesar House, what's his name?
Yeah.
Oh, man, I was so sad. I just knew I was going to win.
Oh, well, that's fair, too. That was another nice little dynasty. But I don't want to say they had a dynasty, though, the Pistons.
Oh, no, man, ain't no dynasty.
It wasn't a dynasty. It was a good team, though.
Yeah, it was a good team.
Anywho, I remember that, bro. One of the finals that I remember, this is off topic, but was Wade and Shaq. I had just moved into that house that summer. And he was the Flash, boy. He was out there cutting. I remember because I had the barbecues outside and we used to be watching the game. And then we would go outside and play. Oh, man. Anywho, my final thoughts on Jordan and this documentary is pure greatness. Absolute greatness. He's the greatest player of all time. There's no more debate in it. They did a phenomenal job, ESPN, of of producing this, I've given y'all 5 weeks of my opinion about Michael Jordan and his greatness. So much so that like I'm worried about this documentary and the effects on my life. Because I've been reading different books, I've been watching this documentary, and now me personally, I'm starting to be consumed with greatness. And I'm like, holy crap, bro. But it takes a lot to be great. Like, there's sacrifices that have to be made. So I have been like, just fighting myself because I'm like, I want to be great, man. I want to be great. But I also don't want to just blow everything up, but at all costs. But it's just watching Michael Jordan and some of the things that he was emotional about, some of the things he wasn't emotional about. Like, one of the biggest things that stuck out to me was just him saying, like, the people that talk like this about me, they never won anything. And he said, greatness comes at a cost. Leading comes at a cost. And I'm this way, I'm this great because I gave every single bit of me every single time. And I just enamored with Michael Jordan. I would go do more research, but I don't have to. It's all was here. It was all here in this 10-part documentary. If anytime I just want to go grab an episode or something. But incredible job to ESPN. Michael Jordan is the GOAT. His life is a fairy tale movie. You literally, he has everything. They battled so many ups and downs, and they had so many peaks. It's just crazy. Like, they were never playing against sorry teams. You know what I mean? Like, Indiana Pacers, the Pistons, the Jazz. Like, he always had to fight and overcome some type of adversity, and he did it. He did it every single time. He stood in the face of adversity and knocked it out every single time. And I only think that it's a few great people in life like that. And Muhammad Ali would be one. And Jordan is another one as far as sports figures as I can think of, like, right now.
They say Tiger Woods was one.
Tiger Woods
I didn't
was.
watch a whole lot of Tiger though, but I heard
Tiger was great. We need a Tiger documentary. Kobe to me, and Floyd Mayweather. It's just it's weird, bro, to see somebody act. Cause you watch movies sometimes, and this is it. You watch movies sometimes, and you think to yourself, "This is too perfect. That's not realistic." Mm-hmm. And that's Michael Jordan. That's Kobe Bryant, that's Floyd Mayweather, that's Muhammad Ali, that's Tiger Woods. Just a picture perfect of excellence, bro.
Yeah.
So, thank you guys for watching this with us every single week. The views on this has been crazy. The response on this has been crazy. I appreciate you guys so much. Thank you. If you're new to this channel, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. And the It Can Still Happen podcast is back. We're going to be on regular scheduled programming next week. I'm out.